You are looking at a live shot of the Tanger outlets in Deer Park, New York. Black Friday is here. People are lining up, and while the shopping season started well before today, our next guest says she expects sales growth to be around 3 to 5% versus 4.6% last year. Joining us now with her holiday outlook, a Squawk Box tradition, Dana Telsey, the CEO of the Telsey Advisory Group. Dana, what are you seeing? Is this going to be a cheery holiday for retailers?
I think it's going to be a resilient holiday for retailers. I think it's a decent, stable holiday. I don't think it's anything great. I mean, you take a look at what happened with all the pull forward that you had of discounts earlier in the season, and now we have a compressed season with 5 fewer days. It makes a difference. I think the consumer's being selective in what they spend, and therefore 3 to 3.5% is my number.
Do we know how much shopping is now done in October?
A bigger percentage.
Yeah.
Look what you had with the Amazon Prime Day. You had Target Circle Week. You had Walmart. Plus, you had a ton of the specialty retailers. And let's not forget the new entrant into holiday and gifting, TJX and the off-pricers. Their gift-giving messaging is bigger and stronger than ever.
I started shopping in October, which is crazy. It's just that I knew it was going to be a crunch time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, not enough days left to do things, and panic set in.
Exactly.
Why don't we start in August? I mean, while we're at it. I mean,
because we've got back to school then.
Oh, back to school.
Second
Right.
biggest time of the year.
And
keep in mind, look what happened with back to school this year. It was warm for a long time. That warm weather hurt the ability to sell cold weather goods. So you're going to get some deals right now if you need a coat.
That's what we were talking about in the commercial break ahead of time. I mean, there are deals. This is good news for consumers. Probably the best news you've seen for consumers in 6 or 7 years.
You're getting 30 off today. Overall, when I did my walks yesterday looking at signage, and I'll be hitting the stores today, obviously, 30 off seems to be the going rate. Some have up to 50 off, but you're going to get a deal this week.
All right. We have to serve the consumers who are buying, but the investors who are assessing and analyzing. So the question becomes, at 30 to 50% off, what's happening to margins?
I think margins are holding pretty good. You look at the inventories that third quarter earnings reports have come out. They've all been decent and in good shape. And you're not seeing a degradation of the margin, even with some of these promotions.
And that's because margins are relatively high. We went into this season with high margins. Retailers have done well. They did well through the inflation process where they were able to keep their margins up, even with the increased labor cost that was out there. That's one of my patented air charts I just did right there.
Looks good.
Well,
you know what? There's more certainty in margins than there is in sales. Retailers have a harder prediction of where the sales growth is than they do with the margins because they can control the controllables. What's going up this year in terms of margins and expenses? Marketing. Everyone's using differentiated social marketing in order to capture the mom, the son, the daughter, and the dad.
This is a big deal. This is a new thing because I talked to Courtney and I talked to Julia Borston. There's this influencer thing going on Twitter and on social media.
Steve discovered influencers.
I am generally 5 to 10 years behind the trend. I get there, but eventually.
But you know, you can get there faster by capturing. Look at the feed. Look at the pictures. Pictures worth 1,000 words.
So what happens? These people come on and they essentially run a QVC network type of thing on Twitter or on Blue Sky or one of these other things.
They'll wear it and you want it and you'll be able to buy it.
One of the promotions we're seeing this year is companies are saying buy now before the tariffs take over and increase prices, which is interesting. It might be more marketing than reality, but what do you expect, especially for investors, on tariffs and potential impact on those margins that you're talking?
It's a big concern. You can't say tariffs is not a concern. Overall, when you think of where goods are produced and everyone's worked to diversify their sourcing away from China to avoid the impact of tariffs, but there is no China like China.
Are they pulling forward inventory? Are they bringing stuff to the country now?
Haven't seen very much of that yet.
Okay.
Inventory is still lean. The only pull forward you saw of inventory was what Target did with the port strike, but otherwise everyone else pretty clean. And whether it is South America, it's just hard to make goods in the U.S. Labor pool, just the components of goods would change the labor structure. Do we have the labor force for that?
Let's go back to your phrase there. There's no China like China.
Right.
What does that mean?
Years ago, I did this trip to China CTC sourcing, whether it's the components, the stitching, the expertise, the speed.
No, keep going.
The labor is the other item.
You can't bring it to Vietnam. You can't bring it.
Very hard.
But here.
Very hard, because they have to be trained. They certainly have the labor pool. The length of time it would take to train them, That's the issue. The expertise of the sewing and the manufacturing, the putting together of items.
But how long does that take? 2 years, 3 years?
2 or 3 years. You're looking for some who are trying to do it speedily to diversify from China. Steve Madden trying to do it the fastest. Let's see how it all works out. The end game, higher prices to the consumer.
Okay, but Dana, comment on the Trump administration's theory of the case. We put 20% tariffs on foreign goods, and that sparks U.S. production. Can we bring the apparel business back to the United States?
Do we have the labor force to do that? Who's going to want to stitch, sew? Certainly, we don't have the amount of talent here, and also just the distribution centers all put together in the manufacturing facilities to do that. And what would that mean in the end game in terms of the increased prices and the length of time it would take in order to be able to do that? That's why they've all gone to other countries to be able to manufacture.
But if there's a 20% tariff on everything, then escaping out of China doesn't help you.
Going to India will help you. Going to South America will help you.
But I mean, if they're going to put 20% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, they're definitely putting them on India too.
Yeah, that's a problem. And how long will it take to be able to get goods? Are we going to be in a permanent inventory reduction mode then for a while?
Well, plus they're talking about 10% across the board, and then China would be 60. So it is more against China.
But you said that 10% across the board.
Yeah.
I think that's out the window now. If it's 25% on Canada and Mexico,
well,
why would it be lower?
25% we can talk about later, but I think the 25% is out the window as well because now he's got
negotiation, and it has to do with fentanyl and it has to do with issues at the border. So and you see them already negotiating before Trump has even taken office.
Right. Yeah. And let's see what the real number is.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have to do this all over again. Didn't we do this
we did it
8 years
for 4
ago?
years.
Dana, very quickly.
The randomness.
Before you go, we've been looking at these charts the whole time, circling them through. You've got companies that have performed really, really well, like a Target or a Costco. Their stocks reflect that. You've got others like a Kohl's or a Target that haven't, and their stocks are down. As a stock picker, which do you like? The stocks that are highly priced for companies that are doing very well, or stocks that are under pressure for companies that have not performed as well?
Those that have a competitive moat and can scale is what I like. I think the off prices are going to continue to win with TJ. I think some of the specialty retailers, look at Abercrombie. She's keeping on diversifying. Birkenstock, Ralph Lauren, Bath & Body Works for the holiday season, Dick's Sporting Goods, they're winning. Kohl's is not winning. You take a look at it, not winning. Best Buy, there's work to be done. Their holiday season sales, though, for November, up 5% already.